Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news, talking about issues with the $0 CCUs, some backers losing their upgrades, May's Sub Flair, a new organisation type, a summary of Inside Star Citizen that looked at environment, lighting and sound stuff, and we will talk a bit about the latest concept vehicle, the Tumbril Ranger bike, and its 3 variants. $0 CCUs. So there were some problems with the removal of $0 CCUs that were scheduled for the start of May. $0 CCUs are upgrades you could get for ships that had the same value. So a Gladius could get a $0 CCU for a Hull B. They're both $90. Obviously, when the Hull B is available, the ship has to be available for you to be able to get that CCU, cross-chassis upgrade, or upgrade as I will probably now just call them, because that is easier. So some players hoarded massive amounts of these upgrades when concept or anniversary sales were on. This may have been because the player didn't know what ship they wanted, or they wanted to change freely between 2 ships or more ships, or they were just giving themselves a lot of options in the future. However, the hoarding was so great with these $0 CCUs, which you could just freely get at the time that those ships were available, that some players had thousands of those upgrades on their account, and this actually caused some account issues. So Cloud Imperium made a decision to stop the ability to get $0 CCUs, and then to eventually remove the $0 CCUs at the start of May that had not been applied. Obviously, if you had applied these upgrades, then that's fine, but if they were just sitting on your account and they gave a good amount of warning, and then they were going to get rid of them. The problem being that the system removed some upgrades for backers that weren't of a $0 value. Some had value, and this was because ship prices had changed, and some people that had paid, for example, $15 to get an upgrade a while ago, that upgrade on the system would technically only be worth $0 if you got it today, so the system thought that it was a $0 CCU, and then removed that. And obviously this was unintended, and Cloud Imperium made a statement. The team spent some time investigating this, and did indeed discover an issue. Rest assured that we are working on getting it fixed ASAP. Thanks again for bringing this to our attention. Not sure whether they're going to be returning the CCUs to the affected backers, or just automatically melting them to store credit, but it should be resolved in due course either way. More hotfixes for 3.5. So there are continued hotfixes to Alpha 3.5 Live, with the latest being to do with service beacons, which prevents beacons without player and location info from appearing. There's still a lot to fix with 3.5. Expect to see more patches and hotfixes in the coming days. May's subscriber flare for RSI subscribers is for torso armor, the RSI Venture Rust Society armor for normal RSI subs, and Emperators also get the Max Flex Rust version as well. It was also said that the Skull hologram helmet that was shown recently in a newsletter is coming later in 2019 for subscribers, and it is going to be wearable. They are looking to produce some more cool subscriber flair for RSI subscribers to help encourage people to subscribe. Obviously, they have now got the Inside Star Citizen show and Star Citizen Live, and potentially we'll be getting some more shows or more community involvement with that subscriber money in the future as well. But they do want to encourage people to take those subscriptions with some cool in-game flair as well. Inside Star Citizen had a few little pieces which we'll go over. They talked about environments, and they've been improving the lighting of underground facilities. Originally, they only had 4 or so variants of those underground facilities, so they were able just to light them by hand, but there are errors and problems with that. They are now building all their future locations in modular form, so they can work in and pre-bake lighting in those modules, and then have it blend between the modules, and then with the procedural system sort of like places modules, or they place those modules by hand, there should be no problems, and they can have lots and lots of variation in their structures, underground facilities, bunkers, but also all those future locations that they use. They might use some parts of this underground facility in other buildings and that sort of stuff as well, but having as little artist sort of like attention needed to some of these procedural buildings in the future is a good thing. Obviously, it is all going to be procedurally assisted. They are going to go in and set dress some areas by hand, have some little extra touches for the sort of like more environmental storytelling. And this is something that Fallout does very, very, very well. You can't fault Fallout for it. The sort of like environmental storytelling. You go into an area, you see notes, and you see like someone dead with beer cans around them, and then someone pinned to a wall, and it sort of like tells a story. That's the sort of stuff that the artists will be tweaking by hand for sure, but a lot of the actual environments, they are going to be procedurally built in a very modular fashion. They have been adding more variation to ArcCorp's cityscape as well, more realistic placement of adverts, banners, deeper trenches, better textures. They have some better building placement, so you'll see some more variety. There are some entirely new buildings mixed in with some less seen ones. You'll see some more unique shapes. They're adding the donut, mega circular structure that they talked about a while ago in as well. And they've tried to have like adverts and brands so that they don't repeat from common views. So when you're looking at a horizon or whatever, you don't see just dozens of fizz adverts everywhere that are all exactly the same or whatever. You should look around and you should see a good variety of adverts, and everything should look much more immersive. The sound of space. The changes between Alpha 3.4 and 3.5's audio in regards to ships was talked about. They've made the audio much more layered and given players feedback on where sound of like the thrusters is coming from, much more dynamically. When your ship gets hit, you should feel where it's coming from. The sort of like audio in 3.4 was much more flat. Atmospheric entry was made to sound much more frightening in 3.5. You can hear the vibration, environmental feedback, the wind on the ship, and whether your thrusters are firing or not. The audio guys reached out to fighter and airline pilots in real life to help develop their sounds and the feel of that audio and experience of sort of like being in space with your thrusters firing, or being in atmosphere gliding with no sort of thrusters on. Lots of different stuff there. They did also talk about the new concept vehicle, the Tumbril Ranger. The pre-sale has made over $300,000 in a few hours already. It looks like the Ranger series of bikes is quite popular. I've got a full breakdown of the pre-sale of the Ranger already, which I will link down below. We will have a look at the vehicle in a lot more detail in the future. Obviously the full sale is coming later today for everyone, but it's a single-seater wheeled compact bike and available from $30 in 3 flavours. The CV for long-range journeys and carrying cargo and mission items. Very, very useful bike. It's got an extended fuel tank, apparently. The RC for racing. It's going to be better at boosting and acceleration. And the TR, which has 2 forward-firing S1 weapons. That CV, that cargo-carrying one, I think is going to be incredibly popular. I love the look of this bike. One of the major appeals of the bike is that it is the smallest, realistically, a vehicle could be, allowing it to be put into many, many ships. We won't know exactly what it will fit into until they do the Q&A or they do sort of like the actual build-out of it, but it is incredibly small. It'll probably fit in pretty much anywhere that has a cargo bay, that the door's big enough, but obviously citation needed. We'll see. Also, the fact it's a wheeled bike will make biker gangs much more happy, I'm sure. I've wanted a wheeled bike in the game for a long time. Those 3 bikes are on concept sale from the 10th of May to the 10th of June. And there's a new organisation type as well. If people want to create new organisations, this one's going to make them happy. It's a club, a group of individuals whose primary interests and activities revolve around a specific brand or make of vehicle. So this would be suitable for, you know, biker gangs with the Tumbril Ranger or the 890 Jump Club, things like that. You're going to have lots of the Idris Owners Club, things like that, that all make sense to have club as organisation type for now and in the future. Hopefully, we will see more organisation features in the near future as well. Organisation features and group features have been a long time coming for Star Citizen. It is multiplayer after all, and organising large organisations would be useful in-game. Every month, we have a ship giveaway on the channel for May 2019. It's for another Drake Corsair exploration ship, donated in the name of the People's Radio. They are a 24/7 radio station providing music in the Verse News and in lore commercials, and are operated by the People's Alliance of Levski. To be in for a chance of winning that ship, be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos made during the month. Links to the People's Radio and more information on the giveaway in the description below. If you are looking for a gaming PC or to upgrade, then instead consider Shadow Cloud gaming PCs, which leverage your internet connection and a data center to turn any device, your old PC, a phone, a tablet, a laptop, whatever, into a powerful Windows 10 gaming environment. It's subscription-based, so won't break the bank, and is a fantastic alternative to buying your own PC. If you are looking for a VPN, then I use NordVPN as well. It's mega cheap, allows me to upload, play games, browse with more security and privacy than I would otherwise have. For both of those, links are below, and use the code BoredGamer to receive a discount on either. BoredGamer is supported by its community via Patreon, the YouTube join button, Subscribestar, Twitch, direct donations, people throwing ships at me. A massive thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile to support me. It genuinely does help. Just like everything else, links are below for people that would like to get involved with that as well. But if you want to give feedback, there are details there that you can get onto my Discord, discord.gg/BoredGamer, or contact@boredgamer.co.uk if you want to send me an email. Just get in contact, give me feedback. Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you.